Hey, good morning, everybody. Bob, Trade Genius, 26th of April. We have a Fed meeting coming up this week, I think Tuesday, Wednesday. People think maybe they're going to go negative on the rates. I'm not sure yet what they're going to do. But looking at the charts here is that I have a sneaking suspicion here that they may be taking gold down. They do it a lot of times before Fed meetings, and we need to be conscious of the fact that they're going to do it again. And they may start announcing a QE kind of program too, which is pretty bearish for the precious metals. So just keep an eye on it here. If you notice here, this is a daily. We had one of our dual buy signals here that was just created an incredible move here. This is about a 20% move higher in gold, and we had a nice sell signal here that basically dropped this thing 15%. Coming out of the big sell off that we had in the markets late winter here. So now we have to just keep an eye on. We're going to get a failure here. This is a divergence the way we look at the price action. It poked its head up over two standard deviations here. It's not been able to get back up higher again, and everybody's screaming inflation. And look, I'm a gold bull, but we need to be conscious of the fact that the Fed can suppress this stuff in the short term. And at the end of the day, we're really traders. It's not a macro call. This is a trading call. And just we're going to have to see if basically the deflationary environment is going to overwhelm the inflationary environment. The dollar is not getting weaker at all. And so if you're not in the United States, gold's going to just keep on keeping on because your currencies are going to continue to weaken. But if you're trading in dollars, the dollar may overwhelm the price of gold action in the short term here. So bear that in mind. Looking at that, that's something to keep an eye on. And then if we just go ahead and we look at silver, and I'll just bring up I got ETFs here. Let me go into futures. If we have here's a silver chart. That doesn't look very bullish at all. So let's be careful out there if you're long, thinking that inflation's coming. I think it may not be. It couldn't even get. It could not even get back to the basically the 1/3 move. This was an initial crash, and it's really struggling here. It got stoned coming back from the last low that it did, and it's holding it here. So silver needs to get over 1620 to really start to move higher again. It's not doing it. So I went ahead on Friday and I bought GDX. Let's see here. Give me a second. I went ahead and I bought puts on GDX. I was trying to figure out what to do. I've been trying for a little dust here a couple times and quick stop outs, and I think we're peaking out here also on GDX. They like to slam the miners going into these Fed meetings too. So I'm just looking for right now. It's just a trade, and this is on a daily. And if you look on an hourly, where I make my trade against, is that I'm looking for this to fail. So if you're not in it, and use our system here, look for a failure of the fast ribbon below the slow ribbon, and that should give you a nice entry. And GDX GeoPi get hit even more. And then I'm not trading too much SILJ and SIL because the spreads are too big if you're trying to do options on it. So I just stuck with the most liquid one, GDX. And so that's kind of the play that I'm thinking about right now. And so we'll see what happens. I'll know really fast in a week. My puts are May 8th. And then I could just toggle it into a spread if I'm wrong. And then bail out on the trade. But the other thing that's really interesting too, since I'm just pontificating here this morning, is keep an eye on on VXX here, and let me do out here, is that I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. I've been taking some of these trades myself, but I haven't been sharing them with those who subscribe to me yet because it's been so volatile. But if it breaks back down here below this 38 area here, we're dropping down to 25. And I'm liking the action here. And so I'll be in a position here to start calling our VXX put trades out again. It's just simply astounding to me how they're able to rescue the stock market and create an illusion of calm in the middle of this maelstrom that we have with these quarantines. And I can argue with it, but the price action is telling me that I probably should not, at least in the short term. So they're just probably overwhelming everything with liquidity, and you just have to trade it. So just keep an eye on that. If you start seeing VXX break down below 38, then I think there's going to be an opportunity here for a nice trade down. At some point we're going to get the long goodbye in the market, I think, when reality sets in. But until then, we got to trade the action, and that could mean that SPY continues to drive higher. Okay, and right now they've been holding it, and then right here has been, I'm looking, there's a gap right here that everybody's been watching. I mean, right here. Sorry about that. I think this one's filled. I need an eye tweezer for that, but here's a gap here for sure. And I've been waiting for them to try to fill this one for quite some time, right in here. And then there's another gap here. So they may just even try to even take and double top this damn thing. It's just amazing to me. But, the action here is something we have to keep an eye on. Although we're getting a divergence here as well, we just have to watch to see if they push it up through as well. So go either way, but it just seems like they're just flooding it pretty hard here, and earnings are rolling off, and we may not get our sell-off until we come back into middle of May into June. So this might be the blow-off before the sell in May too. But I'm just taking it a day at a time, and if they get a blow-off on this thing, is that we have to trade it, and then I think the risk-reward will be back on the short side again. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Southern California, they opened the beaches in Orange County. I think it's going to put pressure on LA and San Diego County to start doing the same things. And then there's a really interesting article. You got to Google Kern County and the coronavirus, this testing that they've done. Basically, the doctors there that performed the test basically said it no worse than a seasonal flu. And so I think a lot of pressure is going to start coming on these dictators in DC to start pushing out a different narrative. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.